The impending release of patch 6.2, everyone is talking about the widely awaited TTK reversion. Rather than joining the chorus, I want to talk about everything else that is holding Battlefield 5 back. Now bear in mind, this is all my own opinion, with a healthy dose of conjecture. Getting information on a lot of this can be difficult, so most of this will be based around what I observed, and then ruminating on potential causes for these observations. It will also be Oceania focused, as that is where I play. I can't really speak for other locales. So the last month I've spent in Battlefield 5 can pretty much be summed up with high ping players, bad balance, bugs, packet loss, and hacks. The Oceania servers have had an influx of high ping players over the last month or two. I've heard a few theories as to why. Probably the three most commonly proposed that the matchmaking changes from the last couple of patches have amplified an existing issue. Or, relating to later topics, we have refugees from other areas looking for an honest game, even if they have to put up with high ping. The other proposed reason is impossible for me to verify given how tight-lipped EA have been with player counts, but potentially discounts, holidays, and the much-loved TTK changes have led to an increase in players with the corresponding increase in high ping players. Not sure that one holds much water given the number of active populated servers in the region has stayed fairly consistent, and there has not been any Battlefield 5 for $5 style sales that led to the resurgence in Battlefield 1's popularity a while back. With all that said, I don't think high ping players are much of an issue. It can be frustrating being shot around corners or trying to snipe someone who is rubber banding around, but in general if you were shot around a corner it means that you were shot before the corner. It just took a while for you to realise. And the experience for the players zorping around is generally more unpleasant than those trying to shoot them. Another source of frustration is the extremely poor balance that has been endemic in primetime servers. The squad join mechanism is, I think, the primary cause for this, but there seems to be more than this. I've frequently joined a match without using squad join to find that one side is down 10 to 12 players, but Battlefield has paradoxically decided to add me to the team that is already outnumbering and dominating the match. Why it would do this is a mystery to me. Some of the blame certainly lays at the feet of the clans and platoons. Frequently you will see a couple of high-ranked squads with platoon tags on one team, with none on the other. Some players may find padding their stats with team stacks fun, but I find it tedious. Even if you're on the winning side of a stomp, the gameplay is not rewarding. If you're on the losing side with your team bleeding players, it is downright demoralizing. Some platoons rejoin unbalanced servers on the losing side, so that we can have an actual game that is worth playing. Everyone who does this gets my respect. Now, I think most people have had some experience with the Battlefield bugs. I had hoped that it would improve in time, but although I see each bug less, it seems that the range of bugs has grown. The main bugs I've encountered I call Doom Guy, where you can't aim up and down, Mine Bullets, where your gun disappears, although sometimes it's still there but will not fire, Coma, where you've been downed but you do not get a timer. Interestingly, in this state, you can still shoot your weapon, but it won't hurt anyone. However, you can heal and throw ammo, and if you throw a nade, that will still damage and kill. And you can also be revived even after minutes of lying in a coma. There's also the classic spawn bug, where you are doomed to go on as an undead spectre, unable to respawn. I've found that a full squad wipe sometimes fixes the spawn bug, but it doesn't seem to work 100% of the time. There's a few other issues too that crop up every now and then. Sometimes smoke grenades will only appear on some players' screens, even sometimes weather events. Writing software is difficult, and writing networked software involving many real-time entities is even harder. My hunch at the moment is that the increased rate of bugs I've encountered recently relates to the next issue. Most of us have encountered Battlefield's little icons that alert us to when frame rate or network issues are occurring. but in the options there is more detailed information that you can overlay on your game. I have mine set so that only when an issue is encountered is the overlay visible, and over the previous weeks that has been a lot of the time. The most pernicious issue has been the packet loss. I generally sit at a solid low 20 millisecond ping, which is generally fine for a responsive and smooth feeling experience, but when you combine it with a 10 to 15% packet loss, the playability falls through the floor. Now, it would be more than reasonable to blame my internet connection, but this has not just been affecting me. Friends in different locations with different ISPs and different networking hardware have all been encountering the same thing. I've run a few tests where I extract the IP of a running Battlefield 5 server and check the packet loss at each step of the path between myself and the server. Every time when packet loss is present, it is not present in my ISP or the backbone routers. The packet loss only appears once I hit the AWS Edge and internal routers. AWS, or Amazon Web Services, is the cloud hosting company that EA is using to host our servers. As an outsider looking in, I'm not sure of the cause of this issue. It could be capacity issues, the service level agreement EA has with AWS in our area, or even faulty network hardware. Given the monitoring and reporting systems I know AWS has implemented, I find it hard to believe that they and EA are unaware of this issue. But really all I know for sure is that it's creating a pretty awful player experience. This brings us to the elephant in the room. The influx of hackers. Recently it's gotten so bad that joining a random populated Oceania server at certain times gives you a higher than 50% chance that there is a hacker, often more than one. Not that long ago, even if there were hackers, it was easy to explain away suspicious behavior. Maybe that smoke grenade wasn't rendering on their client. Maybe they heard my footsteps over that artillery barrage. Maybe they just turned around at the right time. Maybe that was just a lucky couple of headshots. If people were hacking, they were being relatively subtle about it, and let's be honest, crying hacker is a mainstay in first-person shooters and virtually shorthand for they were better than me and I don't like it. Now though, there is no subtlety, no fear of being caught. There is, however, bursts of inhumanly accurate 2A and Lewis gun bullets shredding your entire team through shrubbery. Chats full of angst, and with the regional tendency to high-ping hackers often devolving into racist slurs. Most of all, though, there is a deafening silence from EA and DICE. The reporting system seems virtually useless. If it is achieving anything, it is not enough, and the population of cheaters keeps steadily increasing while the patience of the player base dwindles. Maybe this new update is the product of many weeks of careful analysis of these hacks, filled with intelligent countermeasures and a proactive plan for the future. I certainly hope so, but at this point, I certainly don't believe it. The TTK doesn't matter. Fixing bugs doesn't matter. Resolving network issues doesn't matter. If the servers continue to be flooded in hackers, then soon computers will be the only ones still playing Battlefield 5. And what do you think? Am I overreacting? Do you disagree? Are you seeing the same issues in your area? Let me know in the comments below, and good luck on the battlefield.